You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
Today, the two best teams in the Mid-American Conference meet at a crossroad. The Miami RedHawks, who are off to their best start in conference play since 1990. They're against the reigning champion in the Ball State Cardinals, who are off to their third straight 7-0 start in MAC play. But only one team will remain undefeated after today, and tonight, both teams fight for that honor. Good morning, and all of you are staying warm. I'm Roen Elbert, that's Max Gillie. It's cold outside, but luckily we're inside here at Worthen Arena for this great matchup. Undefeated teams going head-to-head.
I mean, the Muncie faithful, they are in for a treat for sure. These are two very similar teams. I mean, they're both 15-4. They are both 7-0 in the MAC. This is going to have big implications in the MAC standings. Obviously, the winner of this will remain at number one, but these two, there's a great chance they see each other again in Cleveland. I know they see each other in a couple weeks in Miami, but it would be a lot better to be heading into the remainder of the conference win still undefeated.
But really, if you look at this week for Ball State, it's a gauntlet of a week for the Cardinals. Earlier, they took on UMass. That was a huge win for them, winning that matchup 78-60. And might I add, that second half for the Cardinals, including a 16-2 run in the third quarter, ended up being 45-21 in Ball State's favor in that second half. Now, after that big win over one of the best teams in the conference, you have really, I guess you could say, the final boss of it all with Miami.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we look at this thing. We mentioned that, of course, Miami Ball State tied. UMass was up there as well. But, I mean, when we look at the rest of the MAC, like Ohio 6-1, Central Michigan 5-2. But for the most part, as we've mentioned, whoever wins this one, they control kind of the fate of the Mid-American Conference, and you got to feel very confident, especially in that second half, because UMass did not look like the UMass team we've seen all year, where they've been one of the better teams in this conference.
Yeah, UMass, just in the second half, they looked kind of flustered and they were out of sorts, something you really don't see from the Minute Women often, and I think you got to credit Ball State for that. And speaking of the Ball State Cardinals now making their way onto the court, keep in mind today is a doubleheader. We have the women's game against Miami here at 11 a.m. And then at 2 o'clock, we have Ball State men's basketball taking on NIU. Remember, this will be the last time, for now, that NIU plays in Worthen Arena.
And that is just wild when you look at all this conference realignment, because you expected to see conference realignment with the bigger teams. Obviously, look at the Big Ten having all those West Coast schools, but I don't think many people would have anticipated that a conference as strong as the MAC, that really hasn't had much change in 30 years, would end up bringing in UMass and having NIU decide to go to the Horizon League.
Yeah, it's just something that you're not expecting to see, but that's the college athletics world now. Out come the Ball State Cardinals. They know it. This is their biggest game so far of the season. Let's talk about this Miami team a little bit. A team coached by Glenn Box that has come out of nowhere. Just so far for Miami, Max. What has jumped off the page to you?
Well, obviously you mentioned how impressive Coach Glenn Box has been, but I've been impressed by Amber Treader from the moment she became a Red Hawk. This Miami team has shot up in the rankings. They've come from being someone who maybe struggles to make the tournament to now being a favorite in the said tournament. And she's a Indiana Hoosier. She's come back home here tonight. She has been the real deal, but I mean, they got plenty of other great players as well. DeFreeze is going to be a fun one to watch as well as her host. So they're similar to Ball State in the regard that they've also had a lot of transfers and brought a lot of new people in, but they have a little bit more consistency from their starters compared to Ball State, where it's truly been basically a new team minus Grace Kingery and Tessa Towers.
And for the Cardinals to counter that attack of Treader, who will be one of those players at least to help lead that attack?
When you're going one-on-one against Treader, I think it's going to come down to Anise Tagayi and her aggressiveness. She's not known as one of the real shooters for this team, but she contributes in about every other stat line. So she is going to make life difficult for the Miami RedHawks for sure. And then Grace Kingery, three-point merchant. It is going to be a lot of fun to see her. One of my keys to the game for both these teams, you got to win the rebound battle, and you also got to win the three-point battle as well. And I think Grace Kingery is going to try and help Ball State in those regards. And then I guess my only other keys for Miami, you got to stop Towers. Every coach you talk to in this conference, they talk about how difficult it has been to stop Tessa Towers and how impressive she is. And then for Ball State, you got to limit those turnovers. We saw that in the UMass game. First half, turnovers. Second half, not nearly as many turnovers, and they started playing a lot better because they weren't turning over the ball nearly as much.
Hey, when you look at the last matchups for both teams, we talked about Ball State and UMass earlier. For Miami, it was, for the most part, domination over Buffalo, a 76-52 victory over the Buffalo Bulls, who have struggled in what's kind of a gap year for this Buffalo program. But the moment we see Ball State win on Wednesday, Miami win on Wednesday, we knew exactly what that was going to set up to tonight.
And it is going to be setting up everyone here in Muncie for a treat. So hopefully, if you're in the area, you're able to come out. But if not, we're so happy you joined us here in SL Digital.
Oh, yeah, either way, there is a great crowd on hand for an 11 a.m. matchup. I keep saying tonight. Today, an 11 a.m. matchup between Ball State and Miami. Glad we're getting this one in. I mean, knock on wood, but the weather in the area is just crazy, man, from what I've heard at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year for sure, but it's going to be a really fun one, and Ball State was so lucky in regarding to their scheduling. I don't know if they were able to see the future or not, but having these games in the afternoon makes it a lot safer for everyone. And I mean, for Miami, they're only 70 miles down the road here, so this is always a really fun matchup. You usually see a lot more Miami fans here than some of the other schools in the MAC. And the Redbird rivalry, as it's been called since 2017, we're going to have a good one here tonight.
The Redbird rivalry has another chapter in it tonight when we come back from this quick commercial break. You're listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now.
You're listening to SportsLink Digital, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Your home for live Ball State sports.
We return with Ball State and Miami women's basketball, the battle of the undefeateds. The starting lineups being introduced right before tip-off. And let's start with this Miami starting five. Opening up with them at guard, it's Amber Scalia. Tamar Singer also out there leading this team in assists. Another guard in Nuria Herho. And then the forwards, Amber Treader, one of the MAC Player of the Year nominees that we'll probably see down the line. And then finally rounding out this lineup, Ilsa DeFries for the RedHawks. Max, when you see that starting five, what jumps off the page to you?
Well, one of the biggest things that jumps out to me, obviously we talked about the impressiveness of players like Amber Treader, but I mean you got a junior in Treader, junior in Herho, but then sophomores as well. So this is a younger starting lineup for Miami, and Ball State's going to be the same way. And I bring this up because that just shows that these two teams are going to be fighting to be the top of the conference for many years to come.
And on the Ball State side, Carson Norman at guard. And I mean, a little spoiler alert, this is their usual five that we've seen for the most part. Carson Norman out there with Grace Kingery, Bree Salenbine down low with Tessa Towers, and then Anise Tagayi rounding out the five. Brady Solly hasn't changed the starting five much, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, there's a reason why Ball State's been able to be 7-0 in conference play and got 15 wins. It's because they've had consistency. And one player I want to point out, because I don't think we can talk enough about her, it's Carson Norman. Now, she's not known as one of the shooters of the team, even though when she does shoot, she usually scores. But I always tell everyone that I call her a facilitator, and what I mean by that is she's the one who is creating those opportunities for Tessa Towers and Bree Salenbine to get those points, to get those rebounds, and is one of the main reasons why those two are other contenders for the MAC Player of the Year.
It's crazy to me how, if you look at it from a realistic standpoint, you have Amber Treader out there for Miami, and for Ball State you got Bree Salenbine and Tessa Towers. All three of these players can really compete for that MAC Player of the Year award.
And that is why this game, again, is going to be so important, because you want to be the top of the conference. You want to hold that advantage when you guys play each other later in this season. But when you're looking at the postseason awards, they're fun for us in the media to talk about. For players, it's a good honor, but it doesn't define them. But they still want to win, obviously, and they will look at this result when they're trying to determine, hey, who's going to end up being MAC Player of the Year. So if you can play well against the top teams, that is going to help your chances to get that title.
Well, today the Miami RedHawks are wearing their red uniforms, the white lettering. Ball State going to their usual home white uniforms with silver lettering and a red trim on it. Packed house here at Worthen Arena, game one of a doubleheader with the women's and men's teams today. For Miami to tip it off on the right side, going right to left, it's DeFries. For Ball State, left to right, it's Anise Tagayi to tip it. Just about to get underway for a battle of the undefeateds.
All right, fans, here we go. It's time for MAC Shoot.
Tagayi and DeFries go up, and we are underway as Miami wins the tip. They move right to left with Singer, guarded by Norman to start us off. Now Herho fires to her left to Scalia. A screen to her right from DeFries, drives in, pick and roll underneath the basket, misses the shot. DeFries, Ball State the other way.
Needed to get those rebounds, and that's why Ball State's now on the attack.
Cardinals with their first possession, left to right they work. Straight away, Salenbine tries a three and hits.
She makes it look so easy getting those threes at the top of the key. Good job from Salenbine.
Cardinals 3-0 early within the first minute of this contest. Scalia on the right arc, fires to the far side. A three-point attempt from DeFries, rims out. Norman the board. Ball State quick the other way. Salenbine, feed inside for Towers. Too much mustard on the pass, goes off her hands, out of bounds on the baseline. Miami ball.
And that's just an example of Ball State trying to push the pace of play a little too quickly there. And it was the right idea, execution not there.
Cardinals go to the full court press that's been so crippling this year. Tamar Singer, the Israel native, to take it up in her second season with the Miami program. Down low, Treader Guarded by Salenbine, a foot away from the basket, misses the shot. Short Salenbine, the long board. Quick in transition, a cutting to Gillie underneath the basket and good for two. 5-0 Ball State in the first minute and 30. Miami keeps it going. Ball State hot early. Scalia, a spin move onto the far block, puts the shot up, gets it to fall with the foul, so Amber Scalia a chance to complete the three-point play.
And this is going to be a good opportunity for Miami because obviously Ball State was able to go on a 5-0 run. But the biggest thing that I kept seeing is that Miami was not being able to get those rebounds. And I know it sounds so simple, but truly it's going to come down to those rebounds.
Which, hey, speaking of rebounds, Ball State makes a change early, and it's Alba Caballero, who had her first career double-double in the last matchup against UMass with 11 rebounds. But Scalia looks to complete the three-point play, a 76% free throw shooter. The transfer from St. Thomas hits that. It is now 5-3 in Ball State's favor with 8:30 to go in the first quarter. Carson Norman dribbles with her left hand, has it on the left arc, lasers over to her right to Caballero. Cardinals spreading the love on the perimeter. It's Grace Kingery on the right wing. Carson Norman off of a handoff to the left from Caballero. 10 on the shot clock, Anista Gillie. The give to Salenbine as she cuts in, middle of the paint, bloked away by Treader and out of bounds on the baseline. It stays with Ball State, but Amber Treader with a great play.
And I like seeing that lockdown defense there from Miami. And this is one of the second times early where Ball State has been trying to find an option down low, and it ends up going out of bounds. Luckily for Ball State, it was last touch by Miami.
Caballero underneath the basket. She's fouled on the shot, tried to go underhand. It was either DeFries or Treader with the foul. They give it to Treader. So Alba Caballero to shoot 2 free throws, a 62% free throw shooter. As Alba Caballero, as we mentioned earlier, coming off one of the best performances of her career against UMass. And that was a matchup where Tessa Towers got into foul trouble, so Caballero, she had to step up.
And all season long there's been conversations about this bench step, and she really showed that she is the real deal for Ball State.
That time she misses the first free throw, but Caballero, just her journey in general, coming from Spain, she's been living by herself since she was 15 years old to give herself the best opportunities in basketball back home. She goes 0 for 2 from the stripe, but still what she's able to do, the work ethic, it really shows. As Tamar Singer has it for Miami on the left side of the court, still 5-3 Cardinals. Lobs over near side Treader on the perimeter. Miami still on the arc, straight away. Scalia into the paint, puts up a shot and good off glass. Miami knocks it up at 5. Carson Norman for the Cardinals. Feeds over to Gillie, and a foul called on the floor. Goes against Herho of Miami on a cutting screen. It stays here with Ball State. 7:34 to go in this first quarter. 5-5 the matchup. Miami makes a change. Clara Gonzalez checks in for Herho. It's funny because with Gonzalez, we see her normally coming in for Herho, so more of the same of that. Salenbine on the baseline. The kick out over to Norman, now back to her near corner. Kingery cross-court pass, far corner 3, way too long. Scalia inhales it. Miami, they move quickly now. On that right wing, kick out. Treader, three-pointer, cans it. Miami, 8 unanswered points. They lead 8-5.
And we saw 2 very different attempts at a 3 for Ball State. It was a quick 3 for Miami. It was calm, cool, and collected.
So Bree Salenbine on that left wing, under 7 minutes to go in this first quarter. Miami an 8-5 lead. Salenbine on the far side tries to drive baseline. It's poked out of bounds by Scalia. It stays with Ball State on that far side. Miami does make a change in the process, and Macy Taylor, the Wright State transfer, comes in for Scalia.
And it's interesting to see that Miami already is subbing a lot of their players. Again, we talk about Ball State's depth. Miami has depth too.
Norman takes a jumper just to the right of the free throw line off the left side of the rim. Gonzalez takes it up the floor for the RedHawks. A screen to her left on the left arc. The kick out to Treader straight away. And a handoff over to Singer. It rims out as she tried to take the layup. Norman in transition, off to her right to Tagai. Left wing, Salenbein thought about a three. Now she pushes inside, a foot away from the basket, lays it up and good. Ball State finally gets back on the board, 8-7 Miami. So far, Salenbein 5 points today. Treader drives in, open driving lane, gets the layup to fall, 10-7 RedHawks. Cardinals moving left to right once more. Under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. They trail by 3. Caballero tries a jumper. Doesn't even graze the rim as it goes out of bounds on the baseline. Miami ball. Ball State makes a change. Zen Verboot, she checks in for Bree Salenbein. And for Miami, we have Mio Sakano to check in for DeFries.
Ball State's going to need to start making their shots right now because they have just been not taking the best shots and they keep missing.
Sakano from South Georgia Tech, a JUCO, as she goes off to her right to Treader on the perimeter. Now Macy Taylor controls on that right side of the arc. Far corner now with Sakano into the paint on the high block. Bounce pass top of the key over to Miami with Singer. Drives in with her left hand. The kick out left wing to Sakano. Gonzalez at the top of the key. Tries a three. Blocked by Tagai. She gets her own rebound. 1 on the shot clock. Has to throw it up. Rims out. Tagai's in transition for Ball State. Poked out of bounds on the near side, but they say off of Tagai. Singer was able to get a hand to it, and Tagai is beside herself.
I can understand the frustration, but the big thing is, what are you going to do in this case if you're Ball State? You can't be too frustrated by the officials. Just got to keep doing what you do best. But one of the reasons why I pointed out to Guy at the start of this broadcast is just because she is she makes it so difficult for anyone to get past her.
Top of the key, Herho for Miami. She just checked back in. Bounce pass is intercepted by Caballero. Cardinals back in transition. Tagai on the right arc. Carson Norman straight away controls. Back to Tagai near corner. She tries a three and hits. It's rare that you see her take that shot, but Tagai drills the three. They called a long two, so it's 10-9. Straight away Gonzalez off to her left to Herho. Left to right she dribbles. Cycles over to the right side Taylor. A screen to her left. Carves her way through the defense into the paint. Up and under with the underhand shot from Taylor for 2. 12-9 Miami. Now the Cardinals move quickly. They trail by 3. Carson Norman blocked on the shot with the layup from Treller, but she ends up being fouled in the process, so Norman to shoot 2.
And Miami's defense has been very impressive here. That's why the RedHawks have been able to get that lead.
And that leads us to our first media timeout. Miami with a 12-9 lead over Ball State. We'll take one as well. You're listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Looking for flawless awards, trophies, plaques, medals, or engraved keepsakes right here in Muncie? Head to Awards Plus, your hometown expert for over 25 years. Located at 301 West Main Street, they're the area's leading trophy shop, serving the Muncie and surrounding area. Awards Plus delivers top quality with attention to detail and fast, reliable service. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Stop by or call 765-282-3511. Awards Plus, where the achievements take center stage. A proud partner of Ball State Athletics.
SportsLink is the official production partner of Ball State Athletics.
All the chirp you can handle.
This broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State SportsLink and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by the showroom at the corner of McGalliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie, or you can just visit victorymuncie.com. Again, that's victorymuncie.com. We are back with first quarter action. Ball State trails 12-9 to Miami, 4:18 to go. I'm Roen Elbert. That's Max Gillie. So far, this has been Miami controlling this matchup for the most part. What stood out to you, though?
Well, what's really stood out to me is how Miami's been able to score in the paint. 8 of the 12 points have been scored in the paint, but I've also been impressed by their defense as well, because Ball State's usually been the one that has played a lot better defense. That's why they've been able to get the wins. But Ball State came out to a quick start, and then they've been really struggling ever since. So the question you got to be wondering is, coming out of this timeout, I think whoever can start going on a run is going to have enough momentum to keep a lead for most of this game.
Yeah, Miami is on a 12-4 run. That includes 8 unanswered points after Ball State went up 5-0. Really, Miami has responded perfectly to the Cardinals' blows.
And one thing I want to see as well, it's been a big day from Anise Tagayi, already 4 points from her. Soundbine's done good as well. I want to see Grace Kingery start to shoot those threes. She's known as a three-point shooter. She has to make them in, though.
Yeah, Grace Kingery, she started off the UMass matchup. She was 0 for 4 from 3, but she just kept on shooting and eventually hit 4 3-pointers with 12 of her 14 points being from beyond the arc. You know Grace Kingery can stroke it.
100% there. So the big thing here is that I want to see from Ball State, because we are shooting a pair of free throws, you got to be making them. And again, it's always super simple to just say you got to make those free throws. But this, in a close game, are free points that you're being given.
Carson Norman misses the first free throw, a 75% shooter from the stripe. Norman from Bedford, Indiana, the first-year transfer from Butler. And she goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line. How often do you see that?
Not often from Ball State.
DeFreeze, a left wing 3 for Miami, and cans it. The RedHawks come out hot out of the timeout, 15-9. So now Ball State left to right, they work. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. They trail by 6. Salenbine fires to the far corner, Kingery. Controls on the left arc now, over to Verboot. Straightaway Caballero with 12 on the shot clock. The lob up inside for Salenbine in the paint. Poked away, out of bounds, but it goes off of Salenbine. Great defense by Treader.
And I talked at the beginning when we came back from this break, there's been a lot of impressive defense. And Treader's one of those players that college coaches love, because she gives effort on both offense and defense. So she's an unselfish player.
And hard to deny what Amber Treader has been able to do for Miami this year. Tamar Singer takes it up for the RedHawks. Georgia Guarini checks into the matchup for the Cardinals. Herho off to her right to Scalia. Gets a screen to her left, pick and roll to DeFreeze. She juggles it into a sea of Cardinal white. A tussle on the floor, jump ball called. The possession arrow is currently in Ball State's direction, so it goes to the Cardinals.
And I like the aggressiveness you saw there from Guarini. Only a freshman going up against DeFreeze, but she had no fear at all. She's able to wrestle and get that jump ball in the possession, as we mentioned, for the Cardinals, which is what they really needed, because DeFreeze was looking like she was going to have a good shot.
And now Clara Gonzalez, she checks in for Tamar Singer, as Georgia Guarini takes it up for Ball State in a 15-9 Miami lead. A little over 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Tessa Towers with a screen to the left. Guarini pushes in the mid-range area in a jam, has to hand off to Verboot straight away. Now she carves her way on the low block, right side, poked away. Treader with the stop. Now Herho in transition. Bounce pass over Gonzalez on the right wing. Miami resets. Pass a little long. They recollect it at the Cardinal head. Scalia pushes in into the paint, loses control. Salenbine pokes it out. Now Ball State back in control. Verboot thought about a three. She pushes inside instead. Open driving lane for Days for two. 15-11 Miami.
And Miami just caught sleeping there. Good job from Verboot.
2 points for number 2 right there. Zen Verboot from Belgium. Nuria Herho takes it up for the RedHawks. A bounce pass to Treader straight away. Scalia in control at the top of the key. Pushes inside at the MAC logo to Treader. One-on-one with Salenbein. Her shot rims out. Ball State with it. A little over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. With Georgia Guarini at the top of the key. Cardinals in trouble. They go to Tessa Towers down low. Up and over short. Kingery thought about getting the rebound. She wanted it. Couldn't get it. Now Scalia for Miami. Gonzalez, a left wing three-point shot off the front of the rim. The Cardinals reset with Georgia Guarini. They trail by 4. Under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Bree Salenbein on the left arc. Lasers to her right to Guarini. Inside Tessa Towers. Up and under it. Good off glass. Cardinals cut it to 2.
We've been waiting to see Tessa Towers show what she does best. Down low, able to fight her way into the rim and get some points.
The first time we're calling Tessa Towers' name today. She had that early foul. Salih took her out for a little bit. Left wing, DeFries, a three-point try. Rims in and out.
And there's Verboot there, able to get another rebound.
Bree Salenbein. Up top to Tessa Towers, right on the baseline. She was hugging it too closely, had their foot on the line. It's out of bounds, Miami ball.
And that pass was just a little too much power, so she had to just slightly move and goes out of bounds there.
Now Alba Caballero checks back in for Tessa Towers, so we're seeing Towers in very short intervals. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think that's because Miami has really eliminated her from being an option, and they're just having to make her work a lot, so they're going to send Caballero in to give her a rest, but then also see what Alba can bring.
Now the RedHawks back with it, just north of a minute to go in the first quarter. 15-13 Miami. So far, this matchup has lived up to the billing, but we are still oh so early into it. Guarini pokes it away out of bounds on the bounce pass, goes out on the far side, stays with the RedHawks. Herho to inbound with 51 seconds to go, 15 on the game clock as Scalia missed that top of the key three. Ball State back with it, 43 seconds to go on the game clock, 24 on the shot clock. Georgia Guarini a spin cycle, but can't get into the paint. She has to go off to her left on the perimeter to Verboot. A pass inside for Caballero is too long, out of bounds on the baseline to Miami. I hate to sound like a broken record, but we keep seeing these passes inside that keep going long. Why do you think that is?
I just think it's not communicating enough. You can never over-communicate, and then sometimes you just assume that your teammate's going to be there when they aren't.
Miami makes a pair of changes. Amber Treader back into the contest. Ashton Ely back in for Miami. This is the first time we've seen Ely today, the transfer from UAB. Scalia takes it up for Miami right to left. Cardinals bring a full court press. About 1.5 seconds separating shot and game clock. 15-13 RedHawks. Tamar Singer slows it down. Treader at the top of the key. They reset with Singer right at the Cardinal head. Guarini guarding her. 10 seconds on that game clock. Top of the key, Scalia. Three-point shot is good. 18-13, Amber Scalia is having herself a day. Guarini half-court heave is well short to end the first quarter. Ball State trails 18-13 to Miami. So far, the RedHawks have the upper hand.
And it's just been going down to Ball State making critical errors, and they keep trying to get these long court passes, and it just keeps getting thrown out of bounds every single time. I just think Ball State needs to be a little more careful with the basketball in quarter number 2.
We'll be right back with second quarter action. Ball State trails by 5. You're listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. GameBridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hey Cardinal fans, show your pride wherever you go with the Ball State Financial Debit Card, now featuring your favorite mascot, Charlie Cardinal. It's the perfect card for students, alumni, and lifelong fans, letting you show your Cardinal spirit with every purchase you make. And with Ball State Financial, you'll get all the convenience, security, and hometown service you deserve from people who love this community as much as you do. Explore the card in your hometown credit union at fcfcu.com/chirp. Ball State Financial, your hometown credit union.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
We return to Worthen Arena for second quarter action. Miami leads 18-13 over Ball State. You know, we just had the dizzy bat spin. So I think that begs the question, Max, who would win the dizzy bat spin, me or you?
Well, I think I'm 1-0 in dizzy bats.
Oh!
I did it last year.
But you cheated, though.
Everyone says that. Okay, America, let's focus on what actually happened there. I lost count because it's so easy to lose count when you keep doing this dizzy bat challenge, and then ultimately I went too early, but I was the first one to make it, and they gave me the prize pack, not G.A. Jordan Climbs. So, I mean, let the record show that the win did indeed go to me.
What's in those prize packs? I've never gotten one.
So usually in those prize packs, it is going to be maybe a T-shirt. That's about 50-50, but usually it's a Ball State towel, small Ball State pennant, and like one or two other little cheap keepsakes from Ball State. But, I mean, it's a good Ball State prize pack, and you get a nice bag courtesy of Pepsi.
Pepsi. It's better than getting a Coke bag.
That's right. We have to say that here at Ball State as a Pepsi school.
But Miami leads by 5, 18-13. It just seems like so far, no matter what the Cardinals have been able to do, the RedHawks have always had the response. And why do you think that is?
I think that they've just been a little more disciplined on offense, taking a lot better shots and not really forcing anything. That's been the problem with Ball State, forcing too many shots.
Miami takes it up right to left. A foul on the floor called already. It goes against Caballero.
Team number 1 here in the second.
And that's just annoying when you're like 6 seconds into the game and already having a foul. That's just the officials just trying to make sure everyone's still calm in a close ball game.
Yep, 6 seconds into the second quarter. Scalia, before she could take the top of the key three, an illegal screen is called, so we'll back and forth with that as Ball State gets possession.
All right, then. Let's see who can go more than 5 seconds without having a call of any kind.
Yeah, that was 3 seconds until we got that. It was 6 seconds before that Ball State foul. So we'll see what happens here as Carson Norman takes it up the floor left to right. Pushes in with her right hand, kicks out right Kingery. Now Tagayi cuts inside. Caught traveling in the process, Miami ball.
And again, it's just a really simple turnover from Ball State there. Too many steps, but in a close ball game, you cannot give away these free opportunities.
Not the time for Ball State to get happy feet as Miami takes it up with Tamara Singer. On the right arc, it's Evie. Herho on the left wing. A screen to her right from Schroeder. Pushes baseline, kick out Schroeder on the left wing. 10 on the shot clock. Scalia the carve inside. Spin move up and over good. Amber Scalia already in double figures. 20-13 Miami. Bounce pass inside. Kingery on the baseline from Norman. What a find. The kick out to Carson Norman on the left wing. The paint was clogged. She tries a three-point shot and hits. Norman makes it a 2-possession game.
I told you, Norman's not known as a sharpshooter, but when she shoots, she's going to make it.
Carson Norman had a pair of threes in the last matchup, and she gets a turnover quickly. Ball State in transition, bounce pass to Gillie, goes glass, rims out. The rebound for Treader for Miami.
And that was just a lot of good from Ball State, but they can't get the rebound. Miami now has a chance.
Amber Treader straight away, fakes the handoff, now dumps over to Scalia. Treader tries a three-point shot, rims out off the back iron. Ball State with Grace Kingery, tries a right wing three off the left side. Caballero, the offensive board, goes strong with it and misses it long. It's poked out of bounds off of Treader of Miami. It stays with Ball State on the baseline. And a change made for the Cardinals. Tessa Towers comes in for Caballero. And for Miami, we see Ilsa DeFries checking back in for Ashton Ely.
And I'm interested to see if we're going to be seeing the Tessa Towers that is MAC Player of the Year candidate, Tessa Towers, where she can be down low in the post, fight for those rebounds, shoot and score.
Clara Gonzalez checks back in for Miami for Amber Scalia. The substitutions just won't stop. With 8:15 to go in the second quarter, 20-16 Miami. Norman, a far corner three-point try, rims out. Towers the offensive rebound through a sea of red. She puts the shot, and it's short. So DeFries takes it up over to Singer with 8 minutes to go in this second quarter. Backs down Carson Norman. She goes off to the left side. Miscommunication. Miami almost an over and back. Hurro is able to save it. Near corner, Singer, a three-point try. Well short, Towers the board. But Miami, a tight call on the back and forth and a foul called on the floor. Looks like it's against Miami. Frustrations, you can tell, they're mounting.
And this is, I think, the first time we've seen both coaches simultaneously yelling at the officials. They're not mad at each other, it looks like, so no matter what, they're both annoyed.
Yeah, Glenn Box for Miami, Brady Saleh for Ball State, both very animated. Miami does bring a slight full court press. Verboot gets past it with ease for the Cardinals. Bounce pass to Norman, middle of the paint, puts up a floater off back iron. Scalia tries to get the board and pokes it over to Singer. 20-16 Miami, 7:30 to go. Goes glass, up and under, good with the foul. How about Tamar Singer? She looks to complete the three-point play.
And they're going to get Anise Tagayi there, just a little too aggressive in the eyes of these officials. They're going to give this and one opportunity to call every single time at that case.
Tamar Singer comes from Israel in her sophomore campaign. And she misses the free throw. Cardinals, they trail by 6, 7:20 to go in the first half. Grace Kingery, top of the key, is screen to her left from Towers. Three-point try off the right side of the rim. Rebound to Freese.
Cardinals are 0 for 7 from the field as of late. This has got to change.
Yeah, Cardinals 0 for their last 7. That is rough. Right wing, Scalia for Miami. RedHawks spreading the love on the perimeter with half of the shot clock gone. A 6-point advantage for them as they reset with Tamar Singer. The handoff to Herho at the free throw line, 4 on the shot clock. The kick out, a Singer three-point try is good. 25-16, Tamar Singer is red hot.
1 second on the shot clock, doesn't matter. She's on fire.
Beats the buzzer and then some as Anise Tagayi goes Euro step underneath the basket, misses the shot short. Miami back in transition. Gonzalez fires to her left to Scalia, miscommunication, but Singer picks up the mess as they miss the pass on the far side. Singer with a screen to her left from DeFries. Tries the push, bounce pass to DeFries. Mac logo, up and under, spin move and good with the shot. Finally, Ilsa DeFries gets on the board, 27-16 Miami. Cardinals in a hole, down by 9. Norman tries to get him out of it with a 3 and hits. She cuts it down to 8.
Breaking the 0-8 scoring drought in a big way. That's a big three-pointer from Norman.
Carson Norman with her second three-pointer already. She's been shooting the three pretty well the last couple of matchups. With 5:30 to go in the first half, far side, Scalia drives on the baseline, swirls in with the layup over Tagai, 29-19 Miami. Anis Tagai wide open on that near side in the mid-range area that she kicks out to Norman, however. Near corner, Tagai tries a three-pointer. In and out it goes, Gonzalez the board. 5:08 to go and the clock counting. Top of the key, Singer. With her left hand, goes to her right, kick out right side. DeFries, a three-point try, in and out. Carson Norman left to right for the Cardinals. Under 5 minutes to go in this first half. Tessa Towers down low, draws the foul on the shot. Towers to shoot two.
That's exactly what Ball State needs to do here. They gotta stop that high-scoring Miami offense.
We go to a media timeout with 4:50 to go in the first half. Miami on a big run. They lead 29-19 over Ball State. We'll be right back. You're listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hey Cardinal fans, show your pride wherever you go with the Ball State Financial Debit Card, now featuring your favorite mascot, Charlie Cardinal. It's the perfect card for students, alumni, and lifelong fans, letting you show your Cardinal spirit with every purchase you make. And with Ball State Financial, you'll get all the convenience, security, and hometown service you deserve from people who love this community as much as you do. Explore the card in your hometown credit union at fcfcu.com/chirp. Ball State Financial, your hometown credit union.
From trivia night at Brothers and tater tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
For the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos, and SportsLink program information, you can find this at ballstatesportslink.com. Again, ballstatesportslink.com. 4:50 to go in the first half. Miami a 29-19 lead over the Ball State Cardinals. I'm Roen Elbert. That's Maxwell Gillie. So far, Ball State in this second quarter hasn't gone their way. 1 for 10 from the field. Their last 10 shots. This is just not going well for Ball State when it comes to getting the ball at the end of the basket.
No, I mean, they're shooting 8 for 21 on the entire day. That's 38%. That's uncharacteristic for Ball State, and I mean, they've already had 7 turnovers. That's giving more advantages to Miami. But the big thing is, what's been going well for Miami is Amber Scalia. You know, she has 12 points already, 5 of 6 shooting. She has been playing very well for Miami. It's early, but she is the candidate for player of the game.
Amber Scalia, the St. Thomas transfer. Here's what jumps off the page to me about her. You can tell she plays with poise and a lot of experience. That's probably because she was on her high school varsity team since she was in 8th grade, middle school. That's crazy.
2 shots for Tessa.
But Tessa Towers to shoot 2 free throws out of the media timeout for Ball State. Cardinals trail by 10. She's on the right side of the basket. In and out, the first one misses. Tessa Towers, so far this season, a 65% free throw shooter, having a career year, averaging 13 points and 8 rebounds. She's able to get the second one to fall. 20-29, the Miami lead now.
That's also the first free throw made this entire ball game for Ball State.
Yeah, a pair of 0 for 2 trips as Miami takes it up. Under 5 minutes to go in this first half. Tamar Singer, with her right hand, goes back outside to DeFries. A handoff to Herho. Bounce pass to DeFries. A fight for the ball. DeFries comes up with it for the RedHawks. The kick out, Singer, a bounce pass for DeFries on the low block. It's poked out of bounds, goes off of the leg of DeFries. It's Ball State basketball.
Now the question is going to be, what is Ball State going to be doing here? Because Scalia's back in the ball game. Got to take advantage here. I'm going to start seeing Ball State in the paint a little bit more. In the Buffalo win, they shot very well in the paint, and they won that game by 40.
And that was one of the more impressive outings for the Cardinals this year, putting up 100 points against a MAC opponent. You just don't see that every day. As Zen Verboot is on the left wing, Tessa Towers straight away, lob up inside Salenbine, easy pickings on the layup, 29-22 now. Tamar Singer with a handoff to Scalia. Straight away, she pushes off of Grace Kingery, puts up a tough layup, misses about 2 feet away from the basket as Bree Salenbine takes it up for the Ball State Cardinals. A spin move gets into the paint. The kick out Kingery, a mid-range jumper, cans it. Ball State on a run out of the timeout. They cut it to 5.
Starting to see the Ball State. We remember they are playing well. They are keep connecting on those passes and are being able to score.
29-24 RedHawks. DeFries on the right wing, step back three-pointer, in and out. Carson Norman the other way. Takes it slow, a screen to her right from Salenbine. 10 gone on the shot clock, 3 minutes to go in this first half. Salenbine down low, up and over, tough shot off balance, it misses. And Tamar Singer the other way with under 3 minutes to go. Left to right, she dribbles, up and under with the layup, misses short. Ball State moves quickly now. Carson Norman at the top of the key. Bree Salenbine centers it. Pass inside Kingery, a foot away from the basket and flips it up for 2. 29-26 RedHawks.
And Grace Kingery was radio silent early on, but we are down to 3. Worthen is standing.
Everybody on their feet for the Cardinals. DeFries on the high block. Carves her way to the cup, up and under. Leaves the Worthen crowd silent. 31-26 Miami. With 2 minutes to go in the first half. Bree Salenbine at the top of the key. Fires to her left to Carson Norman on the left arc. The lob inside Verboot. She juggles it. It's out of bounds on the baseline, but it was last poked by a RedHawk. It stays here.
Ball State has to take advantage here, and the hot hand has been Grace Kingery. We mentioned she's known as a three-point shooter, but inside the paint, she's 2 for 2.
Inside Salenbine, blocked by Treader. Herho the other way. Miscommunication, Singer, her pass sails out of bounds on the baseline with a cutting RedHawk, so Ball State another opportunity to take advantage of a mistake.
And that was really an uncharacteristic error there from Miami, just completely throwing it to no one.
And the Cardinals do the same. Salenbine goes out of bounds on the far side with the ball, tried to save it as Carson Norman threw it out of play.
Well, that's called oopsie right there.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know what they were thinking.
Well, for Ball State, they've had about 8 oopsies so far. Miami 7. Bounce pass to DeFries on the high block. A spin move into the paint. She's stonewalled by Towers, and Salenbine misses the shot short. Just north of a minute to go in the first half. Norman moves quickly, up and over to Tessa Towers, flips it up and good. 31-28, Cardinals cut it to 3.
That's what Tessa Towers does best, one-on-one. You cannot stop Towers.
Everyone on their feet here in Worthen Arena for this last minute of the first half. To the far corner, Singer, a three-pointer off the back iron, Salenbein the board. With about 9 seconds separating shot and game clock. 35 on the game clock. Grace Kingery at the top of the key for Ball State. Right side Towers was on an island, but a foul called on the floor against the RedHawks.
So that will be her host second there, and gives Ball State a chance to breathe and maybe decide to choose a different play, but either way, Ball State has a chance to tie it.
Yeah, you don't want to see, if you're a Miami fan, Nuria Herho in foul trouble, one of their elite guards. Ball State to inbound on the baseline. Salenbein drives on the baseline, up and under, good. They cut it to 1. Shot clock is off. 15 seconds to go in the first half. Miami looking for the last shot. 5 on the shot clock. DeFries, three-pointer, in! She beats the buzzer. Miami goes into the second half with the momentum. 34-30, they lead over Ball State.
And Ball State was playing well late. They were shooting 5 of the last 7 and making them, but Miami just was playing a lot better early on, and that was able to give them this early lead. But got to give credit, of course, to Scalia. She's been playing well, and DeFries as well, 10 points, shooting 4 of 10. Feels like she has been really underrated tonight for Miami.
There's no denying, though, that Ball State, they really put their best foot forward in the back half of that second quarter. 5 for their last 7 from the field. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more halftime coverage. Miami with a 34-30 lead over Ball State in a battle of the undefeateds. We'll be right back.
Behind every strong hip and knee. Behind every strong shoulder.
Good catch.
Behind every strong team is our highly skilled team of experts in orthopedics. IU Health is the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of Ball State Athletics, and we're here to keep you moving. From acute injuries to chronic pain and conditions, go where the athletes go. Walk-in appointments for new injuries are available Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can always schedule a same-day or next-day appointment and wait from the comfort of your home. Visit iuhealth.org/MuncieOrtho to learn more.
Looking for flawless awards, trophies, plaques, medals, or engraved keepsakes right here in Muncie? Head to Awards Plus, your hometown expert for over 25 years. Located at 301 West Main Street, they're the area's leading trophy shop, serving the Muncie and surrounding area. Awards Plus delivers top quality with attention to detail and fast, reliable service. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Stop by or call 765-282-3511. Awards Plus, where the achievements take center stage. A proud partner of Ball State Athletics.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now.
SportsLink is the official production partner of Ball State Athletics.
All the chirp you can handle.
For the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos, and SportsLink program information, this can all be found at ballstatesportslink.com. Again, ballstatesportslink.com. Second half action, or at halftime right now, Miami a 34-30 lead over Ball State. So, Max, when it comes to this first half, the Cardinals really crawled their way back towards the end of the second quarter. How were they able to do that?
They were just starting to make their shots. They really weren't forcing it, because it felt like early on Ball State would be playing just too quick compared to what they're normal to. Their pace was increasing a little too much, and that's when they kept making those mistakes where they would try and get those give-and-go passes, and it ended up going out of bounds because you're just trying to be too fast there. So when they slowed down and started playing Ball State basketball, that's the cliche, but when they started playing well, they started making their shots. That had to be well. And then also they started shooting in the paint. They have 16 of their 30 points from the paint. I was telling you, Ball State, when they play very well, it's because they're able to fight their way in the paint. Now, that's been credit, of course, to Tessa Towers usually, but Grace Kingery as well. Her two big field goals early on started changing that momentum for Ball State.
Yeah, the Cardinals really fought their way back, but not to harp on the negatives too much, but both teams with a combined 15 turnovers. It's been some sloppy basketball. How do both teams move past that?
Like I said, for Ball State, you just got to slow down your pace of play, and then for Miami, I think it's just got to be communicating a little more. I mean, there was the example earlier where we saw, I think it was Herho, just completely throw it out of bounds straight to some of the media photographers there. There were no teammates really near her. Even she afterwards was just like, oh, why would I do that? It's just little things like that that are easy mistakes to do. But if Ball State can start to take advantage of those tiny mistakes, they're going to be able to crawl back. Because that's what they did against UMass. They had a struggling first half. They stopped making little mistakes in the second, and that's why they were able to get the win.
Yeah, well, Miami, they better hope that they stop with those kinds of passes, because if that continues, they might have to pay for a new camera.
And listen, we know we have wonderful compadres down there from SportsLink and many other media outlets. Those are not cheap cameras at all. That's why you hopefully can get insurance on the cameras as well, because you never know.
Yeah, you ever see those price tags and you're like, whoa. But on the Ball State side, it's hard to deny that Bree Salenbine is really having a heck of a day so far. 9 points, 7 rebounds. How did the Cardinals continue to incorporate her?
I think they just need to feed it to her a little bit. And she needs to be playing in the game a little bit more. She was sitting out for quite a while, and that's when you started to see Miami start to go on a bit of a run. So I think when Salenbine is in the game, they need to be using her as an option a lot more. And like I said, it's going to come down to fighting inside the paint. So I expect to see a little more from Salenbine. I want to see more from Towers as well. She has to keep being subbed out because Miami has been tiring her just because they've made her not an option.
Yeah, so far Tessa Towers has only played 12 minutes of action. Max, do you think maybe that could be a case of Brady Salih saving her for what might be a tight finish?
That could be an option. I've talked to coaches throughout the MAC, and one of the things they talk about is they do want to eliminate her as an option and they want to tire her out. So if you can keep her late, that has been able to lead to some success. And the big thing is right now for Towers, she isn't in foul trouble at all. That was her issue late against UMass, and Alba really stepped up. I'd like to see a little more from Alba Caballera as well. 0 points, 0 for 2 shooting. She really hasn't made herself an option at all, and we know she can play well because she had a career night against UMass. So I'd just like to see her being used on offense a little more as well.
I'm just intrigued with how it is with Ball State when it comes to their scoring, because one night it could be Alba Caballero leading the charge, kind of like how it was against UMass. It was mainly Grace Kingery, but then some nights it could be Bree Salenbine or Tessa Towers. You really just don't know with this team, and I think that's due in large part to the depth they have.
And that is what it takes to be successful. It's easy to compare this year's team and last year's team. Now, last season's team, when they made the NCAA tournament, they had a lot more experience, but regardless, from start to finish, they had depth. And anytime someone from the core four was struggling, you'd have Grace Kingery start to step up. Or you'd have Michelle Austin or someone else playing very well. And that's been the same thing this year. We mentioned that, hey, Towers maybe hasn't really been an option, but it's been Caballero tonight, and it's been Carson Norman as well.
On the Miami side, something that really surprises me, Amber Treader only has 5 points so far. Remember, she has 14 straight points or games with double-digit points, so it's weird. Still could be on pace for that, but it's just weird not seeing Amber Treader be the focal point of the offense.
Well, that's been one thing Ball State's defense has been trying to really eliminate her, but Treader hasn't needed to be really the top scorer here tonight because Gillie has been playing well, as is DeFries, and Treader instead has been focusing more defensively here today, and that has been another reason why Miami has been able to get win, because it's defense from a player like Amber Treader.
Yeah, Treader has been very solid in that regard defensively, but Amber Scalia, 12 points for her. It's really been that battle so far for Miami with the guard play. Carson Norman's played very well for Ball State, but it's been Amber Scalia for the RedHawks.
It feels like every single time they sub her back in, she starts to just continue where she left off. From start to finish, she's been very impressive throughout this ball game, and she had 14 points against Buffalo. I would expect a even better performance here tonight. I mean, she already has 12 points, so let's see what else she can do.
In the rebounding department, Ball State out-rebounding Miami 21-15 so far. Eventually something has to give. How important do you think that margin is for the Cardinals?
I think it's very important for the Cardinals because, yes, they've been getting those defensive boards, but offensively they haven't really been rebounding much, and that's a problem because that's when Miami takes advantage and they've been able to make those shots. So you can be happy with the defensive rebounds, but you got to get offensive boards as well. You got to prevent having a player like Scalia be able to get past to and let her score.
I'm just curious with both teams, if the pressure of this game, these are two undefeated teams, sure they play each other in a couple weeks anyway, but this is the biggest game in the Mid-American Conference really for a long time between Ball State and Miami. Miami hasn't won here in Muncie since 1998. I wonder if that pressure for both teams, I wonder if they're feeling it now.
I think so, because we've talked about just the historic run that Ball State has had against Miami over the years. I mean, they've won 15 last 16, 8 straight. This has been a series really dominated by Ball State. Ball State knows that, and Miami, they want to show everyone that, hey, just because Ball State was playing well last season, that Miami wants to be the one that can go dancing in March. But more than anything, I think Miami just wants to show the rest of the MAC that, hey, we're for real as well.
And for both teams to get it done in this second half, what's it going to take?
Well, I think it's going to come down, like I've mentioned before, you got to win the rebound battle, and it's going to come down to, can Ball State get those points inside the paint? We expected to see some three-pointers early on. We've seen a lot of them already, but it's going to come down to discipline, and it's going to come down to who can win the battle in the paint.
We'll be right back with second half action here from Worthen Arena. The Miami RedHawks lead 34-30 over Ball State. You're listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive car dock maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts, right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
We return with second half action. In about 20 minutes of game time, we're about to find out who will be the last undefeated team left in the Mid-American Conference. Will it be the Ball State Cardinals, or will it be the Miami Ohio RedHawks? Only time will tell, but so far Miami a 34-30 lead over the Ball State Cardinals. It was a back half of the second quarter where Ball State really just showed out when it came to shooting. The Cardinals actually out shooting Miami 46% compared to the RedHawks 44%. Max, so far, despite some big runs for Miami, this has been about as even as you could want as a fan.
And that's exactly what you expect when you have a team so evenly matched. They have similar records. They are undefeated in the MAC, and they have players with similar stories as well, where they may not have been the top player at their school, but they've come to Miami and Ball State, and they've really showed out.
Another thing I really appreciate, Miami, they have 5 international players. Ball State, they have 6. I love that dynamic.
That's the future of college basketball, because they are getting so much experience at such a young age. I mean, you look at certain players from Ball State who were playing on the senior teams, playing top competition when they were like 13 or 14 years old, playing some of the best players in their country. They bring international team experience as well. That's very helpful with coaches, because they talk about how coachable all these international players are compared to some of the U.S. players from the more AAU route.
And that's the way the game's going, not just in college basketball. Look at the NBA. Some of their top players are European. But Ball State has control. Right to left they go in this second half. Long pass for Tessa Towers is picked up by Verboot on the left side. Near corner three-pointer, Salenbine rims out. Miami back in control. Their first possession of the second half. They have a 4-point lead over Ball State. Tamar Singer, a dump over to Herho. High block Treader. Cross-court pass Singer. Takes one dribble and passes off to her right, and then a near corner three-point try is good. That time for DeFreeze. She has 13 points, 37-30 Miami. Grace Kingery, left wing three-pointer. Unable to respond. Tessa Towers fights for the board. Treader gets it for the RedHawks right on the baseline. Miami takes it up quickly. A dump over to Herho. Carves her way through the defense with her left hand and misses it short. About a minute gone in this second half. Cardinals trail by 7. Salenbine thought about a top of the key three. Dribbles to her right and hands off Verboot. Dribbles with her right hand on the right arc. The dump over to Norman. Now it's Grace Kingery at the top of the key. She cuts inside, puts up a floater from about 10 feet away and misses it. Gets her own rebound though. Dump out, Salenbine, left wing three, and good. 33-37, they cut it down to 4.
That was a good three-pointer. She misses the first time, takes advantage the second time. She's on fire.
That is huge for Ball State to get that in their favor. As Amber Scalia, the kick out near side Singer. She pushes in about 2 feet away from the basket. Treader misses it short, gets her own board, back up and good. Miami responds 39-33.
And at some point, Ball State is going to really need to stop Miami being able to go back and forth with them.
Carson Norman, she looks to be the catalyst in this possession with 7:40 to go in the third quarter. Salenbine underneath the basket through 2 RedHawks up and good. Ball State now within 4.
We talked about we needed to see more from Bree Salenbine. She has delivered so far.
Salenbine already in double figures with 14 points for the Cardinals. Left side, Treader tries a 3 and good. Miami just keeps on hitting from deep. 42-35 RedHawks. Timeout called by Brady Salih and company for Ball State. Max, what do you think Salih's talking about with this group?
I think he's just talking about we need to get defensive stops. They cannot keep allowing Miami to immediately be able to score again.
That is a media timeout, so we'll be right back with more second half action. Ball State trails by 7. You're listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hey Cardinal fans, show your pride wherever you go with the Ball State Financial Debit Card, now featuring your favorite mascot, Charlie Cardinal. It's the perfect card for students, alumni, and lifelong fans, letting you show your Cardinal spirit with every purchase you make. And with Ball State Financial, you'll get all the convenience, security, and hometown service you deserve from people who love this community as much as you do. Explore the card in your hometown credit union at fcfcu.com/chirp. Ball State Financial, your hometown credit union.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now.
From trivia night at Brothers and tater tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
This broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State SportsLink and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by the showroom at the corner of McGalliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie, or just visit victorymuncie.com. Again, victorymuncie.com. We return with third quarter action. 42-35 RedHawks, 7:17 to go in this quarter. Max, so far, it's more of what we saw in that first half. Back and forth we go, blow for blow. How does one team pull ahead?
Well, whatever team's going to pull ahead is going to need to start getting those defensive stops. I mean, if you enjoy offense, you've really enjoyed this third quarter. But there really hasn't been much defense from either of these squads. That's why Miami still is able to maintain this lead. But I've been really impressed by Bree Salenbine. And you know, if you've been to any games this year, you have seen a lot from Bree Salenbine. So she's so very impressive throughout the most games. But specifically in this third quarter, she's put Ball State on her back. And she's been the one taking and making nearly all of those shots.
Yeah, Bree Salenbine so far for Ball State has 14 of their 35 points. She has been a huge part of this Cardinal offense. She's actually the only Cardinal so far in double digits. Miami, they have 2 players right now with Scalia and DeFries. But for Ball State, with 7:17 to go in the third quarter, they look to eventually pull ahead. They haven't led in this matchup since about the 8-minute mark in the first quarter. Cardinals have possession right to left, full court press Miami. Ball State still tries to get past it, and they do with Bree Salenbine. Carson Norman at the top of the key, 20 to go on the shot clock. Pushes in with her right hand, off balance, shot, the tough layup misses. Now to Tamar Singer for the RedHawks. Looks to extend their 7-point lead. Motors in with her left hand. Bounce pass underneath the basket. Blocked by Salenbine on the shot. Out of bounds on the baseline to Miami, but Bree Salenbine, what an impact she's made.
Told you, she's been the real deal in this third period, and she realized that, you know, if that goes out, she doesn't care because she's showing that, hey, watch out, Miami.
DeFries takes a tough shot on the near block and hits. 44-35 in Miami's favor. 6:35 to go in this third quarter. Salenbine straight away, feeds to her left to Towers. A handoff to Norman Cutting. It's poked out of bounds on the near side by Singer and out of play. Ball State's favor now as Georgia Guarini checks in for Carson Norman.
And I'm really interested to see what Guarini can bring. She's been known to show some aggressiveness as a freshman. We'll see if that continues in this game.
Kingery cuts inside into a sea of Miami red. It was poked away on the baseline by Miami, so Ball State keeps it here with 9 on the shot clock. Guarini to inbound on the left of the basket. Amber Scalia checks in for Clara Gonzalez for the RedHawks. Guarini to inbound. Up top, Tessa Towers fights for it, gets through a sea of red and good on the layup. Past 3 Miami defenders, Tessa Towers cuts it to 7. Amber Treader looks to respond underneath the basket, and she does. 46-37. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Pick and roll for Towers, intercepted by Treader. Singer in transition for Miami. They reset on the left wing. Right wing, DeFries, three-pointer is in. Book it for DeFries in Miami. Timeout called by Ball State. 49-37 RedHawks. Man, they are shooting the lights out, especially in this second half.
And you've seen a lot of offense for sure, but just some bad turnovers by Ball State are giving Miami this opportunity. And that last turnover was by Bree Salenbine, and that was just kind of egregious right there. She loses it, and then Miami immediately says, yes, we'll take that, and we're going to shoot a three-pointer as well. So it makes sense that Brady has to take a timeout here because it's now a 12-point ball game, and if Ball State keeps playing the way they have been, this is going to be an ugly finish.
You just love to be a fly on the wall in that conversation with Brady Sali and Audrey Spencer talking to these players about what it's going to take to win this matchup, to come back from behind. They trail by 12 right now. This is the biggest lead of the game for Miami. The RedHawks, they have to be feeling good right now. What are they doing well?
Well, they've been taking advantage of Ball State's mistakes really well. They've been getting some good rebounds. Mostly they've been making their shots when it matters most. And, I mean, they're shooting 3 for the last 3 from the field. And it's, you use the boxing analogy, and I think that's really perfect because it has been going back and forth so much. As soon as Ball State score, Miami responds, and then they're scoring.
It feels like a grudge match in that respect for Miami right now to be up by 12. For a lot of teams, this would feel like a huge margin, but with the way Ball State's been able to battle back, I mean, there was a point in time against UMass in their last game where they were down by 11, but they still ended up winning that game by 20 plus. So you know that this Cardinal team, they're never down and out.
And the biggest thing is just Ball State has been so hot and cold throughout this game. And we saw it later in the second quarter where Ball State, they were starting to make their shots. They were starting to look hot, and they were starting to play very well. So if that can continue after this timeout, that's what we're going to really need to be looking for.
With 5:45 to go in this third quarter, where Ball State just trying to fight their way back. More on the positive side, Bree Salenbine has 14 points, 7 rebounds, had that big block over Amber Treader earlier that looked like that could have been a momentum play, but Miami turned the tides in their direction.
I just want to see more Cardinals stepping up, because you see 14 points for Salenbine. She's had a good game, but Towers only has 7 points. Norman only has 6 points. Kingery only has 4 points, and Vermouth only has 2. So it makes it very difficult, because in college hoops, you cannot really rely on just one player. It's not like in high school games where you have that one D1 player against a bunch of other smaller school kids, and they just have dominant. That's not how it works here in the Division I level. You have to have everyone on your team contributing, and so far in the second half, it's been Salenbine and no one else for Ball State.
Grace Kingery, that stands out to me, Max, because she has 4 points. She's 0 for 3 from 3. You want to see her keep taking those 3-point shots that she's oh so good at.
And you just, as soon as she makes them, that will bring her confidence back. And when she's confident, she gets on fire.
She is dangerous when she has that mental part locked in. As Ball State takes it up, Georgia Guarini on the left side of the court. Pushes in left side. The kick out to Tagai. She carves her way in. She has to go across court past Guarini. Feed inside Towers. Double team, draws the foul on the pass. 7 was on the shot clock. A foul on the floor against the RedHawks, so it stays with Ball State.
And we need to see now, can Ball State take advantage of this opportunity given to them?
Tagai on that right side of the perimeter. Tessa Towers at the free throw line now. Centers it, gives Tagai. Guarini straight away, tries a three-pointer, rims off the back iron. Tamar Singer. She's at the beak of the Cardinal head on the right side of the court. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Miami by 12. DeFreeze, a jumper on the left side, misses, but an offensive rebound, Scalia. It goes out of bounds off of her leg onto the baseline, Ball State basketball.
Ball State's really lucky that went out of bounds, because that was all Scalia there, able to get that easy rebound.
Zen Verboot to inbound for Ball State as Clara Gonzalez for Miami checks in for Herho. Georgia Guarini from Italy takes it up. Guarded by Tamar Singer from Israel as we highlight the international impact on the game. To Anis Tagai from France on the right wing. To Zen Verboot from Belgium. I could go on and on. Tessa Towers down low, goes strong, misses long. It goes out of bounds on the baseline, stays with Ball State.
And I liked that effort there from Towers. I think the Cardinals would have wished he would have been able to score there, but it will remain Cardinal basketball. And just the big thing here is Ball State is going to have to start scoring here, because with just about 4.5 minutes left in the third, 12 points is not easy to come back from.
Verboot in a double team down low. The kick out, Guarini straight away. 2 on the shot clock. Kingery is stonewalled on the three-point try. Miami takes it the other way. Right side, Scalia drives inside. Cross-court pass. Verboot pokes it away, but out of bounds on the baseline. Miami stays with it.
That was a good job from Verboot. You may be saying, well, she caused a turnover. Why would you do that? She at least stopped Miami for the time being from being able to score.
Huge for the momentum as Tamar Singer on the left wing controls for the RedHawks. Miami in red, Ball State in white. About 10 on the shot clock. DeFreeze at the free throw line. Bounce pass to Treader down low. A foot away from the basket. She flips it up and good. 51-37, 14-point Miami lead. Miami has made 6 of their last 7 field goal attempts. Guarini pickpocketed. Tamar Singer in transition. Goes glass and good off the window. 53-37 RedHawks.
Another bad mistake from Ball State. Just those errors and those turnovers are really starting to bite the Cardinals.
Towers down low in a jam, puts it up well short, doesn't even graze the rim. Just north of 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. 53-37 Miami. Amber Treader wide open underneath the basket. Puts it up and good. 55-37. A 9-0 Miami run in this third quarter. Tessa Towers on the right wing. A handoff to Georgia Guarini. Anis Tagayi at the top of the key. Lasers over to her left of her boot. Scalia pokes it away. No one behind her. Up and good on the layup. Miami now leads by 20 points. Wow.
This is back-to-back plays where Ball State gets beat in transition and they're just standing and they are watching Miami being able to score on them. This is not at all what we have really seen from Ball State when they've been playing well. I mean, 16-2 run, 11-0 run right now for Miami in 3 minutes, 16-2 in 4.5 minutes. This is not at all what Ball State typically has done in conference play, and they're just making some bad mistakes. And now Miami's even winning the rebound battle. That was the one positive Ball State had, was the rebound battle, and that's not even going their way anymore.
Yeah, the second chance points, the Cardinals haven't really been able to get those as much. You have to give Miami credit in the way of also with Towers maybe in a bit of foul trouble and also just maybe saving her towards the end. Miami's almost really eliminated Towers from this game.
That's been the goal of every team in the MAC so far, and Miami may be the first to do it.
So Carson Norman takes it up for Ball State. Cardinals trail by 20. South of 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Top of the key, Bree Salenbine. DeFreese guards her closely. Cutting inside to Guy. Flips up a shot from the MAC logo. Short. Now it's Tamara Singer. A 16-2 Miami run. Looks to continue it. Ilsa DeFreese on the right side of the perimeter. She's in a jam. And a timeout called by Glenn Box and company for Miami. I wonder what that's about.
I really have no idea. It seems there's really no point. They still had 11 seconds on the shot clock. Usually, I'd like to think I would understand what's going in their mind. Maybe he just wanted a chance for his team to have another breather. I'm guessing realistically they had drawn up a play and it had immediately failed, and that's why they wanted to do a timeout, but it doesn't feel really necessary to do that when you're up by now 20.
I do want to take a moment to talk about Glenn Box. Third year as the head coach here at Miami, and the previous 7 years was an assistant for IU's women's program, including an Elite 8 run. He's done some great stuff there, but off the court as well. We've talked quite a bit about Nuria Herho and Clara Gonzalez. This summer, he traveled to both of their home countries to visit their families.
And that just shows that he's really bought into his players, and families appreciate that, and so do the players.
Left side, Herho. Gets a defender to miss and feeds off to her right. At the buzzer, it was Singer who missed the long floater. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, Cardinals trail by 20. Grace Kingery at the top of the key. A screen from Tagayi on the near corner. A mid-range jumper from Kingery misses short. Miami slows down the pace with 1:30 and counting to go in the third quarter. It's been all Miami in this third quarter. Herho, a bounce pass on the far block. DeFreese gets a defender to miss, up and under short on the layup. Salenbine the other way for the Cardinals. Moves quickly in a double team. The feed underneath the basket for Tagayi and good. 39-57 RedHawks.
It took 5 minutes, but the Cardinals finally able to score again.
It's Singer once more. Game clock at 53 seconds in this third quarter. Herho. Now over to the right to Singer. drives it on the baseline, bounce pass far side for the Freeze. Her three-point shot is well short. It ends up going out of bounds on the fight for the rebound off of Ball State. So with 1 on the shot clock, it goes to Miami.
Well, we're going to see an interesting catch and shoot probably in a corner 3, even though no one's lined up for that, so I have no idea what Miami is thinking.
The Freeze underneath the basket, and good. That's what they were thinking, right at the horn. They lead by 20 once again.
She's so lucky she got it off by the horn, because I definitely thought that was going to be a violation.
Norman for 3, off the back iron. Ashlyn Brook just checked into the matchup for the first time today for Ball State. Shot clock is off. Game clock at 10. Miami holding out for the last shot potentially. They lead by 20. Nuria Herho straight away. 4 on the shot clock. Singer pushes inside, up and over, good, right at the buzzer. Miami red hot. They lead 61-39 over Ball State.
I know it may be difficult to remember, but this was down to 4 points at the start of the third quarter. Just complete and utter domination by the RedHawks. I mean, they outscored the Cardinals by 20 points, 29-9.
Crazy as Miami outscored Ball State 27-9 in that third quarter. And we'll be right back with fourth quarter action. You're listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Looking for flawless awards, trophies, plaques, medals, or engraved keepsakes right here in Muncie? Head to Awards Plus, your hometown expert for over 25 years. Located at 301 West Main Street, they're the area's leading trophy shop, serving the Muncie and surrounding area. Awards Plus delivers top quality with attention to detail and fast, reliable service. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Stop by or call 765-282-3511. Awards Plus, where the achievements take center stage. A proud partner of Ball State Athletics.
Behind every strong hip and knee. Behind every strong shoulder.
Good catch.
Behind every strong team is our highly skilled team of experts in orthopedics. IU Health is the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of Ball State Athletics, and we're here to keep you moving. From acute injuries to chronic pain and conditions, go where the athletes go. Walk-in appointments for new injuries are available Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can always schedule a same-day or next-day appointment and wait from the comfort of your home. Visit iuhealth.org/MuncieOrtho to learn more.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
SportsLink is the official production partner of Ball State Athletics.
All the chirp you can handle.
We return with fourth quarter action. Miami a 61-39 lead over Ball State. We got the trumpets blaring. It's been a fun day so far at Worthen Arena, but not as much in this third quarter for Ball State fans. Miami 27 third quarter points compared to Ball State's 9. Really, the RedHawks have just been controlling this second half.
Exactly. I mean, we talked about earlier in this game how Amber Treader only had 5 points. She was able to score 11, and now we have DeFries up to 20 points as well. I mean, those two really stepped up in the third quarter specifically, and they're truly one of the main reasons why Miami was able to get out to a big lead. And I mean, Miami was winning the rebound battle. They are dominating Ball State in the paint. It's just little things like that that have really helped Miami start to get that momentum and start to continue to be playing a lot better than Ball State.
It's just so interesting how Miami completely took over this game. That's due in large part to the performance from Ilsa DeFries. 20 points, 5 rebounds. Then you also got Amber Treader. She had 5 points at halftime. How about 16 points now? 14 points for Amber Scalia. really a bunch of RedHawks are getting involved.
And that is exactly what the best teams do, is from start to finish. They have a dominating performance, and they also have multiple contributors.
It's Tamara Singer on the right side of the court for Miami to take it up. Scalia, a three-pointer on the right wing, is short. Grace Kingery in transition, poked away. Herha ripped it right out of her hands.
It's like she caught the pass and then literally handed it off to her.
Yeah, just something you don't see every day, and that's kind of what it's been for Ball State in this second half. On that far side, though, it's Singer. 5 on the shot clock. Cross-court pass, top of the key, Scalia off of it, and the shot clock expires before they could get anything off. Ball State takes it.
That's the lockdown defense that Ball State is used to having, and I mean, they've just been playing so uncharacteristic in that third quarter. Something's got to change.
Zen Verboot at the top of the key, fires to her right to Bree Salenbine. The feed inside for Kingery, it's rejected by DeFries. DeFries has had a block in every game this season, including 5 in the last matchup against Buffalo. A foul on the floor against the Cardinals. Treader was underneath the basket.
So we'll give that foul to Bree Salenbine, and that is not what Ball State needs, is for her to start getting in foul trouble.
Yeah, maybe the last player you'd want in that situation. Salenbine tried to poke it away. Is that a kick ball they called? Wow, how often do you see that? It stays with Miami, a kick ball violation.
It really felt like Amber Treader just kind of threw it right at her leg, and there's nothing that Salenbine could have done there.
Miami resets. About 8:30 to go in this contest. A 61-39 lead they have over Ball State. Left side, Treader thought about it 3. 5 on the shot clock. Spin cycle into the paint. Draws the foul on the shot against Salenbine. Back-to-back fouls against her.
Well, you can tell what one of the conversations in between the break was. It was to try and get Salenbine in foul trouble. She really doesn't feel like a player that's usually in foul trouble. So a bit uncharacteristic for her as well, and what has been a very uncharacteristic day for Ball State so far.
Now it's Amber Treader to shoot 2 free throws. She hits the first. Treader, a 2-time All-MAC honorable mention, but also a 2A state champion here in Indiana at Forest Park High School.
And she also won the Mental Attitude Award, which is the biggest award given after the state finals. It's somewhat like an MVP award.
She hit that second free throw. The Cardinals, they trail 63-39. Near corner Salenbine. Now she pushes through 2 RedHawks, up and under. She's fouled on the shot. Now Bree Salenbine a chance to shoot 2.
And that could be what Ball State really needs, because Ball State has really not been able to start making any of their shots at all. It has really had no momentum, and it's cliche, but truly, basketball is a game of momentum, so this could be what Ball State needs to start trying to get back in this one.
Bree Salenbine gets the first free throw to fall. This is a player for Ball State coming from Gonzaga. They knew they were getting someone great. I don't think anyone knew exactly that it'd be to the degree of this, as she goes 2 for 2.
The only one I really knew was Brady Sally, and I remember he talked in an interview about how excited he was that she was in the transfer portal and Ball State had a chance to get her.
On the right side, Ball State traps Treader, and a timeout called by Glenn Box and Miami. With 7:59 to go in this fourth quarter, the RedHawks lead 63-41 over Ball State. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Looking for flawless awards, trophies, plaques, medals, or engraved keepsakes right here in Muncie? Head to Awards Plus, your hometown expert for over 25 years. Located at 301 West Main Street, They're the area's leading trophy shop, serving the Muncie and surrounding area. Awards Plus delivers top quality with attention to detail and fast, reliable service. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Stop by or call 765-282-3511. Awards Plus, where the achievements take center stage. A proud partner of Ball State Athletics.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Ranked #1 in the nation by the Broadcast Education Association. This is Ball State Sports Link with Sports Link Digital Radio. We're back in the fourth quarter. 63-41 Miami leads over Ball State. It's been all RedHawks in this second half. There is a lot of things you can pinpoint to why that is. But Max, even though this may be out of reach for Ball State, down by 22, what do you think the objective is in this last 7 minutes and 59 seconds?
Well, I think the objective is for Salenbine to get one more rebound and get a double-double. But regardless, I think you're just going to need to start seeing Ball State make their shots. They do not want to head on a 2-game road trip with a terrible taste in their mouth after this game. And if it ends up being a 20-point loss, that is going to be very difficult for them and a really tough pill for them to swallow.
Especially in a game where you felt like you're really on par with Miami. They do play each other again in a couple of weeks, but still, it has to sting for Ball State if the result stands.
Yeah, it's going to be about a month away on February 21st at Miami.
The RedHawks, they have it on the right side of the court with Tamara Singer. Cross-court pass, far corner to Freese. It swirls in. What can't she do tonight? Ilsa DeFreese, 66-41. She has 23 points. Norman stops, goes out to the outside to Bree Salenbine, drives inside, draws a foul on the shot. 2 free throws coming up for Bree.
I want to go talk about DeFreese again because she has a career high in scoring here tonight, and she has just been so very impressive, obviously offensively, but she's made some big defensive plays as well.
Ilsa DeFreese really impresses me, not just because of that, but just her background. She's playing in the Netherlands growing up there, played on that U15 team, and then she gets recruited to go play in Amsterdam after that. Like, what a journey. Bree Salenbine goes 2 for 2 from the stripe, 66-43 Miami. Bree Salenbine now with 18 points. Miami in control. Herho hesitates, cross-court pass to Scalia. Treader drives baseline, another block for Salenbine on the shot. Out of bounds on the baseline, stays with Miami, but Bree Salenbine getting down and dirty once more.
And Bree Salenbine, just anytime she's been in this ball game, she is still putting a lot of effort in.
A 23-point Miami lead. Foul called against Miami, an offensive foul. Looks like it goes against DeFries.
Yeah, she ended up having contact between her and Norman. Our officials having a conversation. Norman a little shaken up after, but she's able to get up on her own power. And our officials having a conversation, I think, whether or not they want to determine if it's flagrant or not. Right now, we're not in a replay scenario.
Well, I think the height difference makes an impact on that. DeFries is 6'1". Norman's only 5'6". That maybe looked a little bit more impactful than it really was.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I saw Norman hit the deck, and I was like, oh, that looked aggressive. We cannot see any replays right now. Oh, yes, we can. Shout out Chirp Fishing. All right, let's watch. They called my bluff. Nope, now they're not showing anymore. So sorry, America. I can't see the replay board anymore.
Yeah, we're just as much in the dark as you are. But regardless of that, they keep it with Miami, so I guess it goes against Ball State. Amber Treader on the left side of the wing. Scalia finds an opening, but she instead dumps out to Singer at the top of the key. 5 on the shot clock. Drives inside, underhand, layup and good with the scoop. 68-43 RedHawks. With under 7 minutes to go in this contest, Ball State trails by 25. Kingery's jumper is blocked by DeFries.
There is what DeFries has done very well. She's been great offensively, but her defense is the reason why this ball game is so slighted in favor of Miami. I mean, it's now 25 points.
Tamar Singer takes it up for Miami in what has just been all RedHawks in this second half. Amber Scalia dribbles with her left hand. The pass on the far side goes off of Herho. Great defense by Ashlyn Brooke, who first got the hand on it.
And we really haven't seen much from Brooke in this ball game, so it's great to see that when she gets her opportunity, she makes the most of it.
Carson Norman, she tries a three-pointer and drains it. 68-46, but Carson Norman hits her third three.
I tell you, whenever she needs to shoot a three, she's been lights out.
Singer with a chest pass into the paint. Gets it back off of it. Ashlyn Brooke with the takeaway, but back off a ricochet to Singer into the paint and out of bounds off the free. Ball State basketball. We were talking about Ashlyn Brooke. I do want to bring up there is a new Ball State SportsLink story out now about Ashlyn Brooke, talking about her journey through 2 ACL tears produced by Sam Niger and LJ Shreve. It's out now. Verboot tries a left wing three off the back iron, misses. Scalia inhales it for Miami.
That was a great rebound from Scalia because it was 2-on-1, but she didn't care. She was going to get that rebound regardless of whatever Cardinal was facing her.
A 22-point Red Hawk advantage halfway through the fourth quarter. Miami takes it slow. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. A bounce pass to DeFries on the high block. At the MAC logo, guarded by Verboot. A strong take and blocked. Zen Verboot, the big rejection, and Ball State back the other way. Verboot tries to go coast for coast, and she does. Zen Verboot makes it a 20-point contest, but Miami still a hefty advantage. Top of the key to DeFries. Her pass is intercepted by Kingery. In transition, Norman over to the far side. Brooke on the shot has it poked away out of bounds by Singer on the baseline. The Cardinals the inbound with 24 on the shot clock.
And you could tell that she was going to try and draw a foul there. Ultimately, the officials don't call the foul there. And let's see what Ball State can do on this restart.
Carson Norman straight away for the Cardinals. Now it's Bree Salenbine at the top of the key. Looks to her left, has Ashlyn Brooke on the perimeter. Feed inside Carson Norman. Underneath the basket, Singer gets a hand on the shot. Tamar Singer, even though it doesn't show up on the stat sheet, she's been doing a lot tonight for Miami. Schroeder hands off to Singer. Motors into the paint. A handoff to Scalia. Drives in off the window and misses. Ashlyn Brooke on the left side. She tries to carve her way in. Shredder pokes it away. Singer intercepts.
Once again, we see Miami slowing down the pace. They know it's a 20-point ball game. They don't need to rush.
Tamara Singer slows it down. With about 3:30 to go in this matchup, Miami can take all the time they need. They will move to 8-0 in MAC play. They will be the only undefeated team left. Amber Scalia from her left to her right goes strong with it underneath the basket for two. Maybe the cherry on top right there, 70-48.
I just want to see one or two more Cardinals start to be able to get their shots off. Soundbites had a good game, but who else is going to step up late?
That is the question with under 3 minutes to go in this one. Salenbine atop of the key, 3 is offline. Miami men's and women's basketball will now both be undefeated in MAC play. Well, Miami men's basketball is just undefeated, period. The only undefeated team left in the country. They are unreal.
And that's just so great for the Mid-American Conference to be able to have a team like that ranked nationally and find the Americans starting to pay attention to Miami.
Yep, they were ranked 25th in the AP poll. Foul called on the floor against Ball State. Scalia tried to drive in. A change made for the Cardinals. Alba Caballero comes in for Bree Salenbine.
And likely that will be the end of the night for Salenbine. And if it is, it would be a 18.9 rebound game. So
oh, one short of that double-double. With me being a complete stat nerd, I hate that.
I understand that as well. Maybe they'll sub her in late. Maybe it's just getting a rest right now, but I'm not sure. I would have loved to see a double-double, and I know she would have as well.
I think a double-double is the least of Brady Sally's worries. Scalia put up a top-of-the-key 3 at the horn and missed. Carson Norman on the rebound ended up being fouled by Treader. Treader was still trying to fight for that offensive board. It's been all Miami here with 2 minutes to go into the matchup. A stoppage in play. Glenn Box and Amber Treader talking to the official. Treader goes out of the matchup. So with 2 minutes to go in this one, Miami doesn't really have much left to do.
You may be wondering why Treader had to go out. She fouled out in this case. It's a good night for her with 18 points.
Verboot goes coast to coast and gets it off glass for 2. Miami still by 20. Yeah, Amber Treader, 15 straight games with double-digit points now. Definitely in contention for that MAC Player of the Year award. Macy Taylor on the kick out to Tamara Singer. She fights through a double team at the top of the key. Resets. Still has 2 on her. DeFries on the left wing. To the far side, Herho up and under, off glass and good. It's been all Miami here. We're just north of a minute left. They lead by 22. Grace Kingery bounce pass to Caballero, off the window and in. A 20-point Miami lead. And the officials, that's interesting. They stop the play and they give it to the RedHawks in possession. And a sub made for Miami, a pair of them, Clara Gonzalez and Mio Sakano, both check in. Also for Miami, Ashton Ely. For Ball State, Brooke Winchester comes in for Zen Verboot.
We keep going here. We got Gigi in as well.
Yeah, we got Georgia Guarini, Zuri Ransom. And even for Miami still, Anna Hurst checks in.
Well, it looks like everyone's going to be getting their name in the stat book for sure today, but this has been an impressive display from Miami. And, you know, there's the saying, are you a pretender or are you a contender? And currently Miami has shown that they're contenders.
I think they proved that very well tonight. Sakano at the top of the key, gets the defender to miss. Over to Ely now on the left side. 10 to go on the shot clock, 50 on the game. Taylor on the baseline. Nobody home on the pass, but Miami still keeps it up. Ely tries a deep three at the buzzer, rims out. Offensive rebound for Taylor. Off of a Cardinal, out of bounds on the baseline, tried to go for that pass. But with 34 seconds to go, shot clock and game clock separated by 14 seconds. This one all but over as Miami makes another change with Emily Van Timmeren checking in.
So the big thing is for Ball State, they are going to learn a lot today from this loss.
A big blow for Ball State for sure. Still second in the conference, but a big blow, losing by at least 20 to the Miami RedHawks. Clara Gonzalez just dribbles it out. Georgia Greeny still guards her closely, and the shot clock expires. Now just game clock with 13 seconds to go. Ball State dribbles it out. The Cardinals fall to 7-1 in MAC play, 15-5 on the season. And the Miami RedHawks, they knock off the reigning MAC champions and remain undefeated in MAC play. Final horn sounds. Your final score, Miami 72, Ball State 52. It was all RedHawks in the second half. Miami led by 4 at halftime, and they just completely took over in that second half.
Well, from Ball State, you really didn't see anyone outside of Breeze Salenbine even really taking shots. It felt like Ball State was just kind of not giving nearly as much effort as you would have hoped for late in a game, and this is uncharacteristic was one of the words of the day. And I mean, this Ball State team did not look at all like the Ball State team that played against UMass. And I mean, we look at some of the stats. They only shot 40% from the field, 29% from three. They shot 50% from the free throw line. That's a really easy fix just in practice. Got to be working on that. But it went down to the battle in the paint, I really think, and Miami outscored them 42-28 inside the paint. You really didn't get to hear from your impact player in Tessa Towers at all here tonight. So it was a great day for Soundbite. She has 18 points. Karsten Norman had 3 3-pointers to get 9 points, but outside of that, 7 points from Towers, 6 from Tagayi. But those were really early points for those two. So the second half, they were again radio silent.
Man, just no words can really describe that performance, but Miami, just pure domination over Ball State. What stands out to me, at least from my perspective, Breeze Salenbine did all she could, 18 points, 9 rebounds. But for everyone else on the Cardinals, no one else in double-digit points, and that adds up in the end.
Yeah, meanwhile, you look at Miami, you have 4 players in double digits. DeFries had 23 points, a career night for her. Amber Treader, she felt radio silent, I said, in the first half. She started playing a lot better in the second. So even when she was struggling, it didn't matter because you had DeFries and Scalia playing very well.
Well, the good news is, if you're a Ball State fan, the fun is not over. Our next matchup of this doubleheader will be Ball State men's basketball against Northern Illinois. The last time NIU will step in Worthen Arena, for now, at least as a member of the Mid-American Conference. That'll be Dylan Budd on play-by-play duties alongside Xander Woods. But Max, just final takeaways from this Ball State blowout loss.
Miami, they played very well. They are going to be a tough team to beat for the rest of the season. And for Ball State, Salenbine played really well. You got to have more players step up, though.
I think we all can agree with that. The final score is Miami 72, Ball State 52. For Miami, it's their first win here in Muncie since 1998, and they break a 8-game losing streak against Ball State. That is wild.
We talked about it. This was a historic rivalry that it had been close in the beginning, but I mean, it was 15 of the last 16 won by Ball State, and you could not tell that here tonight.
Yeah, the final score, Miami 72, Ball State 52. For the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos, and SportsLink program information, you can find this at ballstatesportslink.com. Again, ballstatesportslink.com. For Roen Elbert and Max Gillie, we say farewell and hand it off to Dylan Budd. Don't go anywhere, because at 2 o'clock, it's men's basketball against Northern Illinois right here on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. And I'll see you later, Muncie.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.